Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The last one got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Williams, a man in motion right. Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's right. And he is going to have the Lions first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. The Lions at 4 and 3, a game over 500. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They get the home crowd behind them. That ain't going to be tough to beat in this one.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He completes this to Walker. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in an open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it through. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 12 more yards there and another first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On first down, Tagovailoa. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one where you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has over? And the ball is out. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and then his quarterback did it.
So runs on the completion there, and it's going to set up a top 30 now. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this time will be intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson. Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. Here, all of a sudden you got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Rifles one, it's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Lewis Seen. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have more football early in November, but they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Hawk 70.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2nd and 13. Complete to right. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
First down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 41. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him, let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup. I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Come on, set.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he's got to run. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off.
Set, ready.
The quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Walker with another carry. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Striker, 3-3.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's the hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
Down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
52. Touch, touch.
Straight ahead, Walker. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 53 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here's Walker. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Cover 38.
From the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Up the middle they run, it's Walker. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do. 3rd and goal.
I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here.
Okay, right.
Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I would run it here, guys. You might want to try to throw it.
And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. It's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Roll up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawks touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. They got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown. Cortland Sutton, 59 yards. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that trims the lead down to 9. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. A good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Seahawks.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it. And you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Let's go now.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They run out of the gun with Swift. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
The running backs have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
13-yard line.
Ready, set.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. He's got a man, complete. And all the way in, touchdown, Seattle.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Slide for the PAT. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
Ready. Broncos.
They go play action here on first down. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So the field flips here as they're going to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try to get those yards a safer way.
That he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking for right, and he finds him. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll go with a keeper, and he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Hold it ready.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Set, triple, set. Let's go.
And oh, it'll be intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
First down, Seahawks.
Ready?
Back to Walker on first down. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Glenn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
On the set.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. 2 now on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Let's go.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua, touchdown right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Ray certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Ready.
That's right for the first with Walker. And some room to run now. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 92 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming down. It's over. If you don't take care of this football, you have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it and pick up first downs. He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Tua's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Come on,
So
check.
1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, they have to start digging in for second half blowout material. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year. And the Seahawks have opened the lead up to 30. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Okay,
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Well, partner, you know as that team gathers, they say to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. That wasn't enough to put someone...
And now here's another interception. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete. incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Ready.
To the right side, this is Walker. So a heck of a move. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
On the double.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
First down, Seahawks.
Ready.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. And still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in it. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Lions, first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And this will be caught at the 30. And they work this down inside the 30.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And my goodness, another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Down.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Let's go now.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Continues to be a struggle for this offense, and this home crowd, they're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game is certainly not taking us there.
The remote's clicking off right now. Walker now now on 1st and 10. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Right, 97.
Off the play action, Tagovailoa. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. On play action, here's Tua. They'll find Everett there, complete. He'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Check right.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 141 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. They run again with Walker. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down. They set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Right.
From the gun, it's Tua. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad is on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got to sit back and have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. This game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were... And now here's another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense. And certainly a signal caller, Charles, it's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap 1.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. And it'll be an excellent return as he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. That's going to be caught. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now to get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. On the pass, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
On the counter, it's Walker. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice job by picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On the ball. 10.
On third down, Roper. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Striker. 3-3. Black. Yellow. Ready?
Now run Walker. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one's going to come to an end. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did